it's the NBA one. You can take it away, Lincoln.
You serious?
Yeah, it's the NBA one. You usually take that. Brought to you by Gatorade and Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
And Poland Springs.
All right, we're back. It's the jump shot, which means I take over, and Lance has given me that authority today. Today we're going to be doing the All-NBA teams. We're going to be going over who we think is in All-NBA Team 1, 2, 3, and some players who just, aren't quite there yet. Is exactly the title we're giving them. You guys have anything you guys want to add before we start here?
It's no disrespect to the players who didn't make it. They're just not all NBA.
They're not.
Not quite there is a very disrespectful way to say it, but
Exactly. That's what I mean. We're not trying to be disrespectful out here. We're just.
I was.
It's nothing to offend. They just didn't make it. Like, I'm sorry, but I guess the other thing to say is this video will come out next week
On Monday,
and we're recording another one right now, which is the over and under for Vegas over and under for NFL records for the year. We're gonna drop that the following Monday. So we're doing two right now, and yeah, so we'll look for that one the following week. That's really all I have to say. How's everyone? We doing good on that?
Yeah, man. I got my Knicks jersey on. I went to go see the Knicks this past weekend. Caught them, got to see them catch a dub. Shit was lit, man. It's my first basketball game ever.
And he could drink.
And I could fucking legally drink, which means I was slimmied.
I was a little nervous at first.
Oh my god, I was so upset.
He was blowing up the chat. It was
So
funny,
upset.
but it was like a solid 15 texts in a row.
Yeah.
In the span of like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
And it ends off with, okay, we're good, they won now. There's like 14 negative texts, and then that one was, all right, we're good, they won.
Yeah, no, I was upset. They were down by 20. I paid like 600 bills to see them play for the first time in my life, and this is how they repay me. I was upset. Plus, I was a little bit,
All right, so without further ado, as you can see, we did this on our last video too. Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3, like we said, we have our names down here. We'll just go in order like we did with the NFL teams as well when we rank their drafts.
I think we should probably do Team 1 first.
But I can't
Or do, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe we should just go.
It leaves, whatever. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Because I get what Lance is saying, because if we go
do
Team 1
first?
I think we should do it that way, just because, like...
I mean, we see them, so I guess it's not a big deal. Okay. All right. So, and we're just doing it how like traditional, right? Like point guards. We're not doing what we think are just.
No, we're doing.
You gotta go 2 guards, 2 forwards.
Exactly.
That's what I'm just making sure that we were doing it based off the books. Okay.
But it's not like based off the books, like Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I guess they put him as
They're both guards.
Okay. Okay. So why don't we start off then with like Gabe said with Team 1? We'll start off with guards then.
All right. Curry's definitely up.
Yeah.
I gotta put Curry. We'll do the right away.
Yeah. Curry's Team 1.
Averaging the most points per game this season this year, and then he's carried his team in the playoffs.
32, 5-5. Shout out Flight for fucking predicting that shit in the beginning of the season. I think the next guard I would give it to.
Now, is this what we want? Not what we think, right?
Yeah. No,
Like what we think.
Yeah, we usually go with what we think.
Not that it'll happen, but it's what we believe because there's a lot of popularity contests in these as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Damian Lillard.
Dame Dollar. I would have to go.
Or CP3.
I'd have to go the more, like, kind of average NBA fan on this one and say Luka Doncic as my Team 1 guard, just because I think they're the 4th or 5th seed in the West, tough conference, and Kristaps Porzingis has been no help to that organization.
You can say the same thing with Dame. Like he didn't have CJ for most of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
They're a higher seed, I'm pretty sure.
No, they're not.
One seed. They're actually the 6th seed.
Yeah, so.
Portland.
Well, if we go through the guards here real quick too.
I mean, Chris Paul, no.
I don't think Chris Paul make it.
Not Team 1.
Not Team 1. I think they'll make it. I think we'll get to that, but I don't think he'll make Team 1. And then outside, I'm scrolling through some of these names right here. I think it is between Doncic and Lillard for sure.
Yeah.
I would even maybe.
You could maybe put an argument for
Kyrie Irving.
Really?
I would put Kyrie over James.
Really?
Yeah.
If we're being honest,
Kyrie never really was in the MVP talks.
I still would put.
James Harden was.
I gotta lean towards.
What are you feeling?
I gotta lean towards. I mean, and this is you guys obviously are the two professionals when it comes to NBA. I know players and everything like that, but you
Yeah.
guys really keep track of stats. I think I represent more of an NBA fan base. Doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily know the stats and everything like that. And if that's the case, then Doncic is.
I think he's. No hate to Dame. I just think that he's got better stats, better seeding, same caliber of a team.
I would put yeah.
I think Doncic is just.
But I think it could be a coin flip. I 100% do.
In terms of us and like regular day-to-day fans, I think it's a coin flip. In terms of voting,
I think
Doncic will get it unanimously.
So then you have the forwards
Forwards,
here.
this is a little bit tougher for me, just because I don't really.
Well, I think Giannis has to be
yeah,
100%
Giannis.
on there. I don't think that's really a debate.
Yeah.
But then outside of that, you have, I mean, the bigger names down here were injured a lot of the year, so you can't, and it's our list, so we're not going to be putting, KD, LeBron in there.
I would say either. I'm conflicted to say between Kawhi Leonard, or even Paul George.
Yeah.
I could I would agree with that.
One of those Clippers guys are gonna get cut off from this, and that's a shame for one of them. But
I think Kawhi.
I think Kawhi's done more for his team. Granted, the Clippers are like very, very. I don't know. I think they're I think they're either a first or second round exit.
They Colin Cowherd did his thing, and he had them. What was it? I think he had them. No, I think he didn't get cut. They didn't get cut after the second round.
Paul George is a curse, man, in the playoffs.
Or maybe he had Lakers Clippers again in there, but he put the Lakers in the finals, which I guess could happen. It's the traditional thing. But he had the Nets bouncing in the second round.
What? Against who?
Was it the Bucks?
The Bucks? It had to be.
It was the Bucks.
It had to be.
It was
the Bucks.
Milwaukee, yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, which I was like, holy hot take. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be different, you go for it.
Let's go Kawhi.
Yeah, let's
I'd
go
go
Kawhi
Kawhi.
though. And then center,
Center is Jokic.
Jokic. It's really
Jokic.
MVP favorite, and
Yeah.
so there really wouldn't be any other way. Okay, so now you got team 2. I'm gonna go Damian Lillard right after the bat with point guard for team 2.
Yeah.
I feel like if he's not on 1, he's got to be on. That would be
Exactly.
straight disrespectful if you put him on 3.
Okay, so now you got Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, and and Kyrie Irving.
So does Russell Westbrook get that extra push because he passed Oscar Robertson?
He gets an extra push because the media had a little bit of a
Field day
Russell
with him.
Westbrook like
Field day.
fiasco
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this
yeah,
man. They
yeah.
love Russell Westbrook. They love the narrative of him getting triple doubles.
They hadn't for like a few years since he broke the single season record,
Yeah.
but then they bounced right on it when he started doing which I mean his numbers were extremely impressive.
He's just I think he's a great stats guy, and I told you guys this. We know that in that video, like Stephen A. Smith, and he was like, we've already seen this, and like him and his wife, like Russell's wife, were like upset by his comments. It was that whole big ordeal, maybe like 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was probably about that, a little month and a half.
And he was like, he's just not a winner, and I've never agreed with anything more.
And
Russ is
I
not a
don't
winner.
I don't think Westbrook will be in team 2 if I'm being honest.
I don't think so.
Where do you think
He didn't make the All-Star
where does
team.
Bradley Beal sit at if
That's true. You're right.
he's the second overall points per
did
game
not-
scorer as well. And this one's kind of tough because
I'm gonna go with CP3 here.
and I could see CP3 too as well.
Either CP3 or Donovan Mitchell.
Really? You think Mitchell would have a
Nah,
claim to
nah.
team 2 or 3?
Nah, actually.
He was injured for a while.
Well,
Overall-
over Russ, I think so.
Over Russ, I would
Over
say
Russ,
that.
I think so. I think over.
And I was just talking about Russ in a sense
Dude, honestly,
of
I completely forgot about Kyrie. Get Kyrie up here right now. I think.
Can someone pull up his stats real quick, or do you guys know the top of the head?
50-40-90 club.
That's true. He is
All
in
right,
the
hold on.
54
I'll
90
pull
club.
up these stats real quick.
Can we just
and
check out the stats real
and
quick?
we can.
And okay, but I don't want to let my hate for Kyrie cloud my judgment either. So just let me.
All right, how about I just read you stats and you have to tell me who you. That way, because if I say Kyrie stats, you're gonna
I
honor.
think it's between.
Well, Kyrie's at like what is he 20? Is he 25 a game or is he 24 a game? 20,
Kyrie.
Yeah.
He's probably at like 23.
23.
Yeah.
But was he the healthiest this year? Or is that Harden? That was probably Harden, right?
No, he was definitely the healthiest out of all three.
Kyrie was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Harden also is an option.
Harden
here
is
as
an
well.
option as well. Yeah.
No, Harden is definitely an option here. But like the injury thing is just like kind of holding him back.
Holding him back. Yeah.
All right, so James Harden this year, 20, 25, 8, and pretty much 11 with 1.3 steals and
put
0.8.
James Harden up there.
He played. I can see how many games.
And
he
to be
played.
fair, I was a James Harden hater, but he really has adapted to play for the Nets as a team.
He was their leader.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. And I do.
I wouldn't even say that. I would just say that the Nets were the best when James Harden was on the court.
That's what, and he adapted his game to everyone was calling him shoot first player. I think he had a fantastic job as a point guard when he was on there as well.
Yeah.
So, there's a con for my dear friend James Harden, and that's the fact that he played 44 games this season out of 72.
And
Which isn't too bad.
what is that is a few games missed though.
Yeah.
What is
No,
Kyrie?
That's
But how many times is he? How many games is he? When did he get traded to the Nets?
He missed a couple games before the Nets too.
Yeah.
Now Chris Paul is going at a solid 16 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds.
Which you would put Chris Paul strictly for the fact they're number 1 seed when they weren't even in the playoffs last year. They did the play-in tournament.
And he played 70 games at a ripe age.
And he was their leader.
Yeah.
So you would do it strictly off of a leadership
Of what he's done
how
for a
he's
team.
changed
that organization for being the number 1.
Exactly.
And then you look at Kyrie Irving, who's played 54 games out of 72.
Which is only 10 more games than James Harden.
Yeah.
And what's he at?
27, 6, 6 and 5.
27.
Nah, I still give the edge to James Harden.
27, 6 and 5,
Yeah.
and then the last one that we talked about was Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal, he's going like 31, I think. 31 points a game.
Who are now officially out of the playoffs. You have to
They
keep
are.
that in mind.
But yeah.
You do. Unfortunately you do, because all NBA, as much as you've had a good season,
Yeah.
if the Nets make it far, they're gonna get that little edge than say Bradley Beal would. Which he might get disrespected again. He played 60 games and was 31 points per game, 4.5 assists, and basically 4.5 rebounds.
Like that's solid, but
That is solid,
solid.
but they're out. Okay, so I would definitely give it. I think James Harden is a bigger influence on the team
yeah.
than Irving.
I would completely disagree
Really?
on the whole James Harden-Irving debate. I've seen Irving take over games where they should have easily lost while James Harden was sitting on the bench. I honestly haven't seen James Harden take over by himself when he was on the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie Irving, to me, kind of showed me a little something where I liked, where he had a little bit of lonesome and led teams. I've seen him. He wiped out the Knicks twice by himself, which is the number 1 or number 2 defense in the league.
Yeah, but you're talking about scoring, like.
Yeah, but you gotta.
Let's take about playmaking and.
Yeah, I know.
the
It's
defense
you
argument.
gotta. Playmaking is a part of scoring, I would say. You gotta be able to score. If you can't be scoring a lot of points if you're not somewhat of a playmaker.
Yeah, no, but like you don't think James could do that too?
I don't know.
He averaged 25 points with 11 assists.
So are we debating between James Harden and Irving, or is Chris Paul even in the conversation anymore?
I think we're going with James Harden and Irving. I think that's it.
I think Chris Paul would be in as my third team.
Yeah, I just don't know who I'd give that edge to. I want to give it to Kyrie because he's played more games, but if we're going strictly stats wise, then James Harden would probably get the edge here. I'm just going off what I've seen, and I don't watch a lot of Brooklyn Nets basketball, so I can't really like give you all that love. I'm looking at CBS right now and see if they even have any of these dudes.
They have Chris Paul on their All-NBA team.
They don't have James Harden in here at all.
They have Kyrie Irving.
And they got him in the third. That's weird. But it's the fact that James Harden has only played 44 games.
And they put Embiid in their first team, but I put Embiid as a center.
But like you say that, but like Kyrie only played 10 more games than him. Like that's not that much.
It isn't. But I think Kyrie's just done way more for that team this season.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like
I'm Kyrie. I'm Kyrie.
I feel like with James Harden now, they're definitely going to the finals. But now, if James Harden's not playing, that's why people would think that the Bucks are going to beat them.
I'm Team Kyrie. I know you guys. Well, he's probably not going to be Team Kyrie, and I know you're not Team Kyrie over there.
I like Kyrie.
We can put.
I like Kyrie.
I'm saying I'm like as in like Team Kyrie over James Harden. I'm not saying you're anti Kyrie. Well, I'm definitely saying Lance is anti Kyrie, but I'm saying
I just don't like
you're
him
just
because I don't like
if
him.
you had to pick which one for all second team.
Well, I just think like James Harden was in the MVP conversation at one time. Like,
bro, we don't have Kyrie on here. That's who we missed.
I did say fucking Kyrie Irving.
It's okay. Like Kyrie's definitely like if he's not making this one, he's definitely making Team 3. Like,
will he?
I'm talking about. I don't have as a name, a picture.
Yeah, I know, but like that's just what I'm saying. Like it doesn't matter. We can fill the void. Like. All right, make your decision, Lance. I think.
Okay, so
make your decision, Lance.
Well. So we had to pause because we were.
We're a little bit in the middle.
I forgot to put Kyrie. Very disrespectful.
Are you sure this shit's recording?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Look at the You can see the recording, right?
Yeah.
All right.
You can see it counting. So, okay. I don't know though. I really don't know. It could be a total coin flip for me.
Where's the coin when you need her?
I left Mike. I got a coin right over there.
Do you want to know where it is? It's underneath that house sitting with all those turkeys and peacocks.
Yeah, I know. You know what? I'll just give it to Kyrie for more games.
Okay, so James Harden is definitely gonna be on Team 3 then.
Let's just get to finish Team 2. Okay. Now you got the forwards. I'll give the respect where it's due. I think Julius Randle will be on Team 2.
I think so too.
Yep.
So that'll be right away because he is an MVP candidate right now, and he's had a.
Him and Sabonis.
I don't think Sabonis is gonna be there.
Or Zion.
I might go the complete opposite route of you guys, and I might hold on. Let me. I'm going Paul George here as the second guy with Paul George. I might even put Jason Tatum up there instead of. I wouldn't
put Zion.
I'd put Zion.
I don't
He's
put.
number 1 against. Paul
Yeah,
George,
but their
he's
team
number
was
2.
did not even.
But bro, he had one of the best field goal percentages.
I know.
Like, he's just so elite inside.
Who was your other? Who did you say your other was? Sabonis.
Yeah.
How did he do in the play-in game?
He did well.
They smacked them.
Well, I know they smacked him, but how did he do specifically? He did well.
He had like a near triple-double. I just don't think he's gonna make it. I think there's too many people there.
I would honestly personally lean towards Lincoln on Paul George or.
Go ahead.
Because Tatum. Tatum is gonna be.
Tatum's not gonna make All NBA this year. I'm telling you that.
You don't think he'll make it at all?
Nope.
As a popularity thing,
I don't think so.
I think he'll make Team 3.
I don't know.
I think you're just hating on him because the Celtics are so ass.
No, not that.
I think.
I don't think.
How did he do this year? What was he 26?
Yeah, 26.
So what was it? Not the impact?
Yeah, I just don't think he had enough impact. Like I think Sabonis did better. Like at least like he didn't.
Well, what were they? The 10 seed or 9 seed?
Like
the Pacers.
they're the 9 seed.
I mean, there's also. You could also make an argument for LeBron James. I've seen him as high as second team.
Dude, if you're gonna have, I don't get that. If you're gonna say injuries, like.
But that's a popularity thing
too.
Say
James Harden shouldn't be.
No, I wouldn't go.
Like,
I definitely wouldn't do LeBron James.
Yeah, no.
And this is our list. It's not a popularity list. If they do it down the road, good for them. But that's because it's LeBron James, and he's always gonna. But not that I agree with that. So, all right. I'll put. I think I'll put Tatum on the third team potentially. I'll agree with that. So then it's between Paul George and then Sabonis.
Bro, if you compare the numbers, Sabonis is probably statistically better than Tatum.
No, I'm not even moving on to Tatum right now. I'm white flagging Tatum on second team. I'm talking about Paul George versus Sabonis. Can we pull that up?
Paul George versus Sabonis?
Yeah. For statistics.
Well, Sabonis is the only guy on his team. Of course, he's gonna have better stats. He's a stat stuffer.
And they were the Clippers third then? Clippers third or fourth?
Yeah. No, I think they're fourth.
They're fourth.
Or third. I don't know.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's go PG.
PG?
Yeah. And then
You could also be Jimmy Butler.
and then Embiid.
When Jimmy Butler's there too, he's a forward.
I don't think Jimmy Butler would get it on there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And then regular season.
I think Jason Tatum would make it over Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler is averaging, I think, 24 a game though, 22 or 24 a
No,
game.
He definitely is. But
Jimmy Butler's stats.
He was not playing well all year. Yeah, we're talking about all year.
Jimmy Butler's averaging 22, 7, and 7.
Yep.
And 2 steals per game.
Jimmy Butler's always quietly doing well though.
Yeah, no, that's facts. But
I'll put Paul George. I just think I'll put Paul George as in the second team.
and then Embiid.
Embiid. Any disagreements on Embiid?
No.
No. Okay, good. I don't want to do that one, but right there. Okay. Team 3 now. For point guards, Paul George has to make one of the teams, right?
Who?
Chris Paul.
Chris
Chris
Paul.
Paul,
What
gee.
did I say? Paul George.
CP3.
Chris Paul. CP3.
I think CP3 is going to
CP3.
make an All NBA team.
He has to. That would be so disrespectful.
So now it's really between Beal and Harden, and who gets snubbed. And I don't know. There's that narrative. Russell Westbrook and Trae Young are also there.
Yeah.
And I've heard cases for Trae Young.
Someone's gonna get snubbed.
Well, that's always the case. Like Trae Young is on the Hawks. He's the fifth seed on a young team. He's averaging 25, 9.5, and 4 rebounds.
I don't think Trae Young will get it. I think he'll be snubbed.
Yeah.
If I'm talking about Team 3, it would be between Westbrook for me. Yeah, I would take Trae Young out, and then between those 3.
Why don't you just take Trae Young and stick him in
Not quite there.
First name.
Which
You know what? Let's help eliminate some names.
Let's
eliminate.
Devin Booker. Let's take out Devin Booker.
He's not quite there.
okay, Ben Simmons not quite there. Okay, I don't think Durant, just injuries wise.
Injury wise, he didn't play enough. Not quite there.
Vucevic.
Vucevic not quite
yeah.
there. Let's take him out. Let's take out Zach LaVine too.
Zach LaVine not quite there. We can make an argument for pretty much all the other ones. I don't know. If do you either want to take out AD or LeBron?
I'd say take out Rudy Gobert too.
Really?
I only didn't do Rudy Gobert because he's gonna put some fight back on that too.
Because
Like I was saying
I just think he's
there's
defensive.
a difference between being a defensive player of the year candidate and
So why don't we?
all NBA player.
If you guys are disagreeing right now, let's leave it. Let's leave it then. Should we take out AD or LeBron?
both.
Both?
AD definitely.
Well, if we
LeBron-
take out them, then we gotta take out James Harden.
yeah, take
All
him
right.
out then.
All right.
All right,
Well,
all right.
he's
If
not
we're doing
making-
injuries,
Yeah.
If he's not making
Injury wise, then
Okay.
James
okay.
Harden's not making the first or second team, then he's not making the third team either, like you said.
Yeah.
okay. For injuries wise, we're taking out.
He was an MVP candidate.
Okay, so KD definitely out for injuries. Same with LeBron, Kevin Durant, and James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not saying that they won't get it. Obviously.
Well, actually, you know what? Anthony Davis. Hold on. Wait a minute. How many games did he play? I think he was actually
It's
relatively.
gotta be like 40 something,
I
right?
don't think so.
You don't even think 40 something?
No.
I would go
He
like low
played less
40s.
games than LeBron this year.
You're right. He did.
How many did he
I
play?
know he did.
He played 36. That's
Yeah,
less,
you can't do
yeah,
that.
No, you can't.
You can't at all.
I really thought he'd have like 52 or something.
And not LeBron. LeBron, what did he play? Like
He
40
played
something?
47.
Okay, now then if we're taking yeah, so we'll
Yeah.
keep with that logic then, which leaves us now to your point guards. For this, we're going back to Team 3 now. Beal, Westbrook,
I'm going Beal. I
and
think
Mitchell.
Beal.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think based off of points per game.
I would honestly. I'm leaning more towards him or Donovan Mitchell, honestly.
Yeah,
Go with Beal.
I'm going Beal.
Yeah.
Okay. Although I do think Russell Westbrook will get into one of the teams just because of his year. I think they'll just for popularity purposes. But okay, so that take out all the rest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're on to forwards. I gotta put Tatum on there.
I think he'll get there.
I think he'll get there.
And I think it's gonna be him and Zion for Team 3 for forwards.
Yeah. I would say them too. Like if anything.
And then so Sabonis and Butler too get snubbed.
Yeah.
Although would you?
I just don't think Sabonis has as big of a name.
Yeah.
He gets snubbed because he doesn't have a big name.
So now you have your center. So it's either Gobert or Bam.
Now this one's tough for me because I'm a big Bam guy, but I'm also a believer in Rudy Gobert.
You want Bam?
I like Bam, honestly.
I just don't know if you can be Defensive Player of the Year and not make an All-NBA team. That I just don't think that's ever happened once in anyone in NBA career.
Made an All-NBA team when he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Can you look at All-NBA for last year?
Has Rudy
Gobert?
The year before, I mean. I always think he did because he won the last 2 years before that.
All-NBA. He's been named to the All-NBA second team in 2017 and All-NBA third team in 19 and 20.
What is his stats? Can you pull up their stats?
Yeah. Rudy Gobert stats on the he's 14-14 and 2.7 blocks
a game. That's Gobert.
Yeah.
Okay, and then check out Bam. 14.
And then Mr. Bam.
Plus Bam played a lot without Jimmy this year.
And they are the 5th.
I love
the Jazz
Bam. He's a Kentucky guy, but he's averaging 18, practically 19, 9, and 5, but 1 block.
So do the Jazz players who have the best record in the NBA get snubbed completely from all NBA teams?
Both. I feel like if you're gonna
what is Bam again?
I feel like if you're gonna put a Jazz player up there, why not put
19, 9, 5, 1, and 2.
I'm gonna go Bam.
I'm
gonna go Bam.
Both of them are good options.
I'm gonna go Bam.
We disagree here, but I'm going Rudy Gobert.
Game.
I'm gonna go with Rudy too, honestly.
Okay.
I was hating on Rudy OD, but
I just think I don't.
Imagine
think
if not a single Jazz player made the All NBA
honestly,
teams.
that's kind of what it was. Like it was kind of a disrespect.
That would be so disrespectful.
But I think Donovan. I feel like Donovan Mitchell might have a better chance of making an All NBA team over.
I think I could easily see Donovan Mitchell getting, but then
Right
you
there,
would get
exactly.
you would get snubbed. Players do need to get.
No, I
I could see Chris Paul also getting potentially snubbed. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think he's gotten a lot of love. I think a lot of people.
MVP dogs.
Yeah.
You telling me he's not gonna make an All NBA team?
He's
I
making.
just wouldn't be surprised.
Bro, that's kind of
Just give me a hot take.
That was kind of my argument with James Harden, like, but with Chris Paul, they just
Yeah, but James
they
Harden,
have a big name, and
I
they're
can
in that
totally
talk.
see that too. But we took out players who.
I know, but like
just-
I'm just saying, like.
All right, so. Yeah.
That's it.
All right, that's it.
That's what we're going with.
That's what we're going with. So,
So-
team 1, you got Curry, Doncic, Giannis, Kawhi, and Jokic. Team 2, Lillard, Irving, Randall, sorry. Randall, Paul George, and Embiid. And then third team, Chris Paul, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Zion, and Gobert. Any disputes?
Nope.
Before it's final? All right, there it is.
I think the only one that you can maybe argue with is that some people might take out Kyrie. Even Paul George. Some people might even take out Paul George from this list as well.
If there's anything that we do well, it's get the reality wrong by a lot.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see how
also,
well.
like, not considering a lot of things.
we're not considering popularity
Exactly,
and we're taking
exactly.
injuries completely out of it.
Like, you're telling me LeBron James isn't making an All NBA team? Like,
Probably not.
I actually can see him being. I don't think he deserves to be.
he doesn't. But
He doesn't,
we're
but
talking about
LeBron
Yeah.
James, I know.
Like,
So, okay.
exactly. That's what we mean.
So, Lincoln, if you want to wrap up this video.
Yeah, that's a wrap of our All NBA list. You got our tier of three All NBA teams. You got a couple of snubs in there. Feel free to argue in the comments. We're definitely gonna post this on Instagram, so feel free to argue with us there. We got another video coming out. Not when this drops, it'll be the 4th, 5th. Actually, you know what? I know exactly when it is. It's gonna drop the 24th, and then the following Monday we're gonna drop another video for all the bettors and all that out there, the Vegas over and unders for the NFL.
NFL.
Yep. So that's a wrap for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram if you haven't, and that's a wrap. Enjoy the nice weather.
Thank you.